extraordinaire, fellow Toastmasters. I'm serving as your new Vice President of Education, and I've been in Toastmasters since, gosh, 2005, 2004, I think it was, somewhere around there. Long time, and I've done a lot of roles. I've been club president, I've been area governor, division governor, done all that. Taken a nice long break, I've done that too, for a few years, but I'm getting back into it. I know how important this role is as Vice President of Education. It's a very important role because you kind of have to keep everybody on track and keep things, help keep things moving. Because we have a tendency to want to relax, and not put too much work into things. But I do want to acknowledge everyone for first of all, for just being here. I mean, it takes something to get to Toastmasters. You got to be most of us are pretty uncomfortable for a while first. We know there's something that's missing in how we're interacting and communicating with people. We want to get better. And even though we don't really want to, we still show up at Toastmasters somehow, and we start doing this program. And what we don't, what we don't do as well as we could, I think, is set goals and be accountable. And why do we resist this? Why do we resist setting goals? I mean, I know why I do it, like the whole New Year's resolution thing. I don't want to do it. I don't want to be held accountable. I don't want somebody to say, hey, you said you were going to do this and you didn't do it. And but there's also a lot of value in setting goals. If people know what you're trying to do, and you know what you're trying to do, you have a much better chance of getting there, right? Than if you don't do that. Now, there's the goals in Toastmasters. I don't know how familiar everybody is with that, with the education program. It's the design of the Toastmasters program. If you're not achieving educational goals and working through that, you're not really doing Toastmasters. You're doing whatever, Alan's program, whatever it is. And you'll get, some results associated with that. But if you do the Toastmasters program, you'll get the Toastmasters results, which are pretty well proven. I mean, you just look around, some of the more experienced people we've seen. We got, Mark's been doing this a long time, phenomenal speaker. But each of us has something to bring, the concept is this all-stars. And everybody here, I guarantee, has something unique that you're going to bring to this program. And if you're holding back and you're not contributing, you're holding that from everyone else. So Mark did I thought your speech a couple weeks ago or comments a couple weeks ago about not comparing yourself to other people is good, because you're trying to be the best, not necessarily the best speaker, the most motivational, whatever, but your best, and that's what we have to bring. And it's really valuable for us to get that from each other. So what is the Toastmasters Leadership Program? You've probably seen this if you have a manual. This is in the back. It's this. There's a communication track and there's a leadership track in Toastmasters. And the communication track takes you through kind of the basics with this competent communicator, 10 speeches. And then you could go on and do advanced levels where you do more specialized speeches. You work on different aspects of speaking and communicating. And there's a lot of things you can explore with that. And I've been having some fun with that more recently, with storytelling, things that aren't really inside my natural thing, but I thought it sounded like fun to do. And then there's the leadership track, which I think is ingenious in Toastmasters. They make us all do all the work to run it, right? So it's inexpensive that way, but it also builds in a natural way to develop leadership and get experience doing that, having to lead other people without having any authority over them or anything like that. So, and then the ultimate prize, the ultimate achievement in Toastmasters is this Distinguished Toastmaster. And that's where you've completed the whole communication track and you've completed the whole leadership track. And if you achieve that, you've really accomplished what Toastmasters has set out to, where they've set out to get you. So how do we do that? How do we start with this? I sent out this email yesterday that kind of to get you started on that, on the way to do this. The way you can help me do my job in helping you is by setting goals, letting me know what those are. Let each other know what they are. Not just your educational goals, but just if there's some aspect of speaking that you want to improve. You can state that. And it doesn't have to be by June, you know, we're trying to accomplish all this by the end of June of 2016. It doesn't have to be an educational goal by then. Like last year, for example, and I put this in my email, I knew I wanted to work toward my DTM. I got my leadership all done. I just have to do the communication part. But I knew I wasn't going to do it last year. You know, I know me, and I wanted to set goals and stretch myself, but I knew I wasn't going to do that. So I set an interim goal. I just said, well, I'll get through one of the manuals I have to do on the way, and I'll finish up the DTM this year. So that's my goal for this year. There's more than just that to do, but it's a stretch. So set your goal. You know, figure out what your goal, where you want to be by June of 2016, and then kind of work the intermediate steps between that. Like, what do I have to do? How many speeches a month, or you know, what's the pace I have to set? And if the pace isn't reasonable, you know, well, I'm not going to make that. I got way too much stuff going on. Then adjust it and reset your goal based on that. But set a goal, and then we can track that. I can make sure that you're getting the roles you need to achieve that. If you have a special role you want, that's the other thing. Let me know if you have any special requests or schedule accommodations. You know, I've got a long-term schedule I'm planning out, and if you see the long-term schedule come out, you say, oh, I know I'm not going to be here that week. Let me know. It really helps in planning to know who's going to be at a meeting and not in a particular role. We're really good at impromptu, short-term adaptation, and that's a great skill to have. There's also a lot of value in being able to plan out a really well-run meeting, and that means knowing who's going to be doing what beforehand and organizing it. Very helpful for the Toastmaster. And I guess that's what I really want to leave you with, is how important I think it is to set goals, and you can count on me to work hard this year and to make sure that I'll do everything I can to get you to where your goal is. And if you let other people know, there's a lot of resources in this club. You'll get a lot of help. The universe will conspire to help you. Thank you.